What is up, everyone? It is your man on fire mentor, David Mailer, coming to you. Yes, you, live. All right. Are you guys ready to dive into the center of the fire with me? Are you ready? I'm hearing lots of yeses because guess what? Some men fear the fire and some men become the fire. One of my favorite quotes. Although, truth be told, I think the quote is some women fear the fire, some become it. So we switched it just for today to men. Some men fear it and some men will become it. All right. What are we talking about today? We are talking about why is it that some men get stuck in their head? Or why is it that some men are in their head? How the hell does this happen? Let's dive in and let's discuss. And this is a huge topic for us. One of the gentlemen in our community, I'm always curious when I ask the guys, what is man on fire to you, right? I'm not talking about the free Facebook community and Instagram and all these social platforms that we're on. We have coaching programs and we have lots of guys in our coaching programs, one of which is our year-long journey called our Inner Chamber. And one of the guys that's been with us for a few years, his name is Dan. I remember when he was asked, what is man on fire? I'm always curious to learn from their lens, from the guys that have signed up to be in our Inner Chamber. Well, how do you see it? Like, there's how I see it, and then the question is, how do you see it? And one of the ways that he described what man on fire is he said, it's the 18-inch journey from your head to your heart. That's what man on fire is. And what does he mean by that is, he originally, just like so many of you, came into our brotherhood because he very much loves his wife, but was losing her. And what I mean by losing her is when a man is up in his head, when a man is disconnected from feeling, when a man is disconnected from his heart, from his emotions, it's very challenging to be in relationship with people because you're going to lack presence, you're going to lack empathy, you're going to lack compassion. You just don't have the ability to really understand what's going on or feel what's going on. So, for example, we have guys share things like, yes, I was at my kid's birthday party, or I was at my son's soccer game or my daughter's soccer game. I was at their school play, but the truth is I wasn't really there. So where were you? And the answer always is, well, I was in my head. I was lacking presence, which means I'm in my head. And, a lot of us have heard an expression like get in your head, you're dead, or analysis paralysis. And this is where a guy goes. He goes to his head. It's our safe haven, right? But the crazy thing is there's nothing safe about being in our head because this is where the pirates live. This is where there's been a mutiny on your ship of your life where you're going to your destiny and the pirates took over your ship. And now they're taking you to this other island called Skull Island where you're not in control of your life anymore because you're up in your head. And those thoughts are not thoughts that are uplifting. They're not thoughts that are telling you how amazing you are, right? I did a video this morning on Facebook letting you guys or reminding you guys, you're all amazing. You're extraordinary. You're phenomenal. You're incredible, right? You're epic. But we forgot, right? We've done so many things we're not proud of as men. Things we carry shame and guilt, our two twin heavy brothers, sitting on our shoulders and all this stuff that we've done where we've been out of integrity with our soul and out of integrity with other people, from cheating to lying to stealing, you name it. And you forgot. All of a sudden you think that's who you are. I'm this worthless piece of crap that doesn't deserve people's time. And if people knew who I really was, they wouldn't want to hang out with me. So I'm this fake, I'm this phony, I'm this fraud. So that's what's in the head, is that constant repetitive story, which is bullshit. It's not true. Have you done stuff that you're not proud of? Yeah. Have you done stuff that was out of integrity? Yeah. Have you lied? Have you cheated? Yeah. Does that define who you are? No. No. Unless you don't have the courage to live into the real version of you, which is exactly what Man on Fire is all about, is for the guy that's ready to have the courage to claim who he really is and stop living this false identity. But when you're in your head, you are going to be subjected to the stories, the illusions of who you're not. And, you've heard amazing mentors out there like Tony Robbins teach people, if you have a story that's not compelling, if you have a story that's ruining you, it can destroy your life. It can totally destroy your life if you're stuck in a story. And most of us have a story, and the reason is because we live in our heads, and that's where all the stories are. That's where all the lies are. That's where all the deceit is. That's where the reasons and excuses and justifications for why you can't have a bigger and more grand life. It's all story. It's all bull. And that's up in your head. And the idea is, Dan says it's 18 inches. I'd say it's more like 12. This is the sacred 12-inch journey that every man must take from his head to his heart. So why is it that we're in our head? Let's discuss that. Let's take a look at that while I'm just looking at some of the comments you guys are chiming in here. Let's see who's out there. What's up? Michael and Daniel and Sean. Sean, one of my greatest raving fans. I love you, brother. I love all of you. Smart. He's on every live. Okay. So yeah. And I'll see if I can address some of the stuff you guys are chiming in on here. So, okay, so the question was, so why are we up in our heads? That's the question, right? And the answer is simple. The answer is simple. Are you ready for the answer? Lean in. I'm going to whisper it to you. Okay. Put in the chat, actually, why do you think we are in our heads? What do you guys think? Put some answers in there. Put some answers in there, right? Like, this gentleman writes, I'm almost always stuck in my head. Okay, why? Why do you think that is? Let me learn from you guys, right? I got my own answer, but I'd like to learn from you guys. Why do you think you are stuck in your head? Humor yourself and humor me with some of your answers. Let's see what you got. Yeah, so some of you obviously who are part of my inner chamber, you're cheating because you know the answer. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you for not waiting and allowing other guys who are not a part of our coaching programs in our inner chamber. Shame on you for not giving them the space to come up with the answer. And at the same time, kudos to you. Kudos to you for having the right answer. See? There. All right, so here's something I want you guys to consider. So why is it that we're in our head? Well, each and every one of you have been exposed, subjected to, experienced situations, circumstances, life events that were not so pleasant. We as little children, from the time we're in utero to the time we're a toddler to growing up into our teenage years, we've all had traumas, hurts, and wounds. We've all had physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and for some of us, sexual abuse. I can't tell you how many times a man in our program, and we have about 30 brothers coming to our program that we run, our Man on Fire Rising live 4-day immersions. And in that room of 30, it's astonishing how many men will say, yeah, when I was younger, I was molested by my brother or by my uncle or by my grandfather or by my Cub Scouts leader, whoever it was. It's alarming how many men out there have lost themselves that they would actually go and do this to an innocent little child, a boy and a girl. Horrible. So we have these hurts, we have these wounds, we have these traumas. And at the time that they're happening, you don't have the safety to fully be with the experience. Meaning you can't fully experience the experience because you don't feel safe. You go into fight or flight. And when you go into fight or flight, that portion of your brain that wants to look at this from why is this happening? What's the meaning of this? What's the bigger picture of this? What's the gift in this? That part of your brain shuts off, and the part of you that's in survival is turned on, right? You guys have heard of fight or flight. And what's happening is that because you're not able to really experience the experience fully, because our nervous system is designed to protect us and get us to check out. It's almost like you float out of your body, right? But the experience happened. So then the question is, well, what happened to the experience? Where did it go if you weren't there to experience all of it? So whether somebody got bit by a shark or whether somebody was molested or somebody was physically beaten up or emotionally beaten up, the way that you recall the event, many people will say, yeah, I don't really remember what happened. I just remember, and they'll give you fragments of what happened because the truth is you check out. Not to downsize what happened to any of you, but the reality is you check out. That's a defensive mechanism designed by your nervous system to protect you in real time. But the event still happens. So then the question is, well, where did the event go? And one of our brothers, on our team, who's such a beautiful human being, Kai Van Bodie, his expression is the issues are in the tissues. So what is he really saying? He's saying these life events, these life circumstances, these traumas, these hurts, these wounds, like a mirror that got dropped and shatters into thousands of pieces. These traumas is similar to a mirror being shattered. They go and they spread out throughout your body. Maybe one of them settles in your heart. Maybe one goes in your shoulder. One goes in your intestinal system. One goes into your pelvis, into your foot, into your knee, into an organ, into a muscle, into a bone. These events spread out throughout your body. And ultimately, for you to become whole again, you will have to go and you will have to experience the experience that you couldn't fully experience. You'll have to have completion with the experience. Does it mean you have to remember the experience? No. It just simply means that you have to finish experiencing the energy of the event, not the memory of the event, but the actual energetics of it has to be taken to completion for you to have wholeness again, because this part will wall itself off in your body. It will hide. It will say, you're not going to be able to find me. Screw you. I don't want to feel this. I'd rather die than feel this. I'm hiring my security system. I'm hiring my fascia. I'm hiring my muscles. I'm hiring my bones. I'm hiring whoever I can to wall off this energy and not let you in. I got an advanced security system. I don't ever want to go there again. I don't want to ever feel this again. Screw you. I'm not feeling this. And next thing you know, you have all these symptoms. You have all these ailments. You have all these conditions. You have a disease. You have a pathology, always in the area that we buried stuff. Right? The doctor, when you ask him, why did this happen? Etiology unknown. Well, we don't know why it happened. We don't know why it happened. Well, all of this is in relationship to your past and what hasn't been dealt with. Please understand, this is not me faulting you guys for anything. Most people aren't taught this. I have had the luxury of having such phenomenal teachers like Tony Robbins and Donald Epstein, somebody that I've been following for well over 20 years, and just such a beautiful understanding of how it works with how our bodies bury all of these traumas and how we can ultimately use them as fuel to live into our true potential. But most of us, unfortunately, don't go there. Most of us are not able to have the safety to dig up all the stuff that we buried. So now coming back to, so why are we in our head? Well, because it's not safe to be in our body. It's where we buried all the stuff. So you see as somebody ages, right? For those of you that are able to watch me right now, some of you are going to be listening to this on a podcast. But you see, like, your head should be over your body. Your ear should be in line with your shoulder. But you see, as a lot of us age, the posture starts to do this, the head starts to go forward, because as you accumulate more and more traumas, it's like your mind is saying, screw this. I want to be disconnected from my body. I don't want to go feel all that stuff. I don't want to line up and have to feel this. That's hell. I don't want to go there. So you end up having to live in your head because there's a world of hurt in the body, coupled with you have stories. What's the story and what's the lie that we've all been sold? So this is something I really want to be able to convey to you guys from a place of tenderness and humility and empathy, which is it's a disservice that we've been taught, that to go and feel these feelings, to go and dig up the stuff that has hurt us, it's a disservice to believe that would be too painful. When in fact, the reality is what's been painful is that you've been avoiding it your whole life. What's painful is that no one taught us that there's magic and there's beauty and there's a gift inside of the center of these hurts and these wounds and these traumas. And it's just been waiting for you to unpack it and to reveal it. And the energy inside all of these hurts is the very fuel that you'll need to be who you need to be in this world. Nobody taught us that, right? I've had the luxury and privilege of learning this from my teacher, Donnie. But who's teaching this? Very few people. Very few people out there have this understanding. No offense to anybody. If you've been taught this, great. More people need to share this because it's a deeper truth than your life is screwed up because of what happened to you, right? And Big TR teaches, it's not your history that determines your destiny. It's your decisions that you're willing to make today. Has nothing to do with your history. But you go to, read certain books, go to certain therapists. No offense to anyone listening because I don't know you. But you go to certain therapists and they'll tell you, yeah, this is why you're screwed up. Look what happened to you. That's a disservice because it's not true. It's not true. What's more true is that no one taught you that you and the beauty of your soul, like who you chose to incarnate as, you chose the uniqueness of your hurts and your wounds and your traumas so you ultimately could grow into the man. And if any women are listening to this right now, but obviously Man on Fire is all about serving the man and helping him up level so he can show up more powerfully in the different circles of his life, starting with his wife and his family, that you wouldn't have the leverage and the fuel to grow into your true potential had you not had these things happen to you. But the culture keeps telling you that these things never should have happened and this is why you're screwed up. And that's the disservice. That's the lie that you keep getting sold on. And so when we say, well, so why is a man in his head all the time? Well, the answer is because he's been sold a lie that to go into his body is not safe. And to dig up all the stuff that I buried and I swore I never want to feel again would wreck me, would ruin me, would send me into an abyss that I have no way of climbing out of. I know that that feels real when you're experiencing it, but I also know that it's not true. And how do I know this? Because I've gone through it and I've helped over 10,000 people go through it. And I know that in the center of hell is heaven. I know that in the center of the storm is the peace. I know that anything that you truly face and feel fully will turn into joy, and it will be your very freedom. So why do we go into our head? Is we have the illusion that that's where I'm more safe, that's where I have control, and it's not true. Why else do we go in our head? Why else? And by the way, guys, I know I just laid a lot on you. I didn't know I was going here today. I never know what I'm going to end up saying or what's going to come through me. To say it more accurately, I have no idea. What are you guys hearing? Put it in the comments. I'd love to know, like, what's a takeaway? What's an aha? What are you hearing in what I'm sharing? What's true for you? What's a revelation that you've just been smacked over the head with a very gentle, angelic 2x4? What's the revelation that you're having? Are you feeling me? Are you hearing? Are you hearing? Are you really hearing and seeing what I'm saying? Who's out there? What do you got? Are you thinking, geez, this David guy he's nuts, he doesn't know what he's talking about? Or, oh my God, this guy's talking to my soul, right? We have so many guys coming to our live events. I felt like you were talking directly to my soul, David. That's how I felt when I found my mentors in my life. I felt like they were talking to my soul. Like it was music to my soul. Like, yes, that's the languaging that I understand. That's the language that speaks to my heart, that speaks to my soul. Yes. Whose heart right now, whose soul right now is being illuminated? Who can feel what I'm really saying here? Because I'm giving you an invitation to start shifting your life and start living into your true potential. Start having more passion, more power, and be more on purpose as a man. Show up more for yourself. Kick ass in business. Kick ass with your finances. Be vibrant, alive, electric, full of energy. Protect women and children with the sacredness that they deserve. Protect their hearts. Be the guardian, the gatekeeper to their heart. Remember, you too were a little boy. They were a little girl. And you had your purity and they had theirs. So why is it that so many of us today are hurting one another and hurting women, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually? Why is that? It's because the man is lost. Put to the side for a moment whether or not the woman you're with has lost her way. I'm talking directly to the men right now. Any man that has made the journey, the 12 inches, or in Dan's case, 18 from the head to the heart, any man who's made that journey, you're not going to hurt somebody. You're going to serve, not hurt. Be of service, be of contribution to another human being, because when you're in here, you can't harm another person. Right? All this craziness that's going on in the world with shooting each other, blowing each other up, harming each other, these are people that are not connected to their hearts. So why does a man go to his head? Because there's terror in his body that he's terrified to feel, and the culture has sold him on a story that if he goes there, he won't be able to climb his way out. What a bunch of bullshit. The true hell that you're in is that you haven't been able to dive into the center of the fire and face all the stuff that you buried. And you're not going to be able to face it by talking about it. No offense to any form of therapy that you might be using right now, but I can't tell you how many men come to our programs and they'll say, David, it's only day 1 or day 2 of your seminar, and I have just had more breakthroughs and felt more than I did in the past 10 years with my therapist or 20 years with my therapist. More men need this. More people need this. Yeah, that's right, they do. Because the antidote is to feel, not to think. When you're in your head, all that's happening is you're not going to change. You're not going to have growth. You're not going to make progress because you're in your head. And the whole idea of you being in your head, the whole idea of you having thoughts is to keep you from actually doing something different in your life, changing your life. We have to start feeling again, being in our bodies, break into our body, break it open, crack it open. Stonecutter's Creed, that 101st blow that cracked it open. No, it was the 100 before it. So what is it that I do? What is it that Man on Fire does? We help you crack open that concrete. We help you take down the walls that you've put up around your heart, like another gentleman in our community, Dave, who does concrete for a living. He owns a concrete company in Minnesota. And he said, how ironic. I do concrete for a living and I have concrete walls around my heart. So then his wife couldn't feel him, his kids couldn't feel him, and we showed him how to take down those walls, how to get out of the head, get back in the body, get back in your heart, get back to feeling. That's what it's all about. And for the man that's listening right now, and this is speaking to your soul, speaking to your spirit, your heart, and you're like, yes, I want that. Okay, great. There's a link above you. There's a link below you. We have an event coming up in about 3 weeks out in California. You'll get that for 3 days with us. 3 days being with myself and my team, helping you take down those walls, get you out of your head, back into your body, back into feeling again. Why would I want to do that? Well, so you can have intimacy again in your life. You can be available for your family, for your children, for your wife, for yourself, your heart. Get the downloaded wisdom that your body is constantly offering you. You have more wisdom in your body than any book you could ever read in your entire lifetime. All the books, pile them all up. That's information. What are you going to do with that information? Most likely nothing, right? People that are overweight. Is it a shortage of information on how to lose weight? No. No. You have information. What are you doing with the information? This is why men join our community, because we will show you how to move the information from your head down into your body so that you have leverage to take action, and we will hold your ass to the fire. We will hold you accountable. We will support you. We will challenge you. We will push you. We will stretch you. We will make you uncomfortable. Yes, uncomfortable. Because if you want to be comfortable, don't come to our event. None of our events. I am not here to make anyone comfortable. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? No. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. Period. Are you hearing me? If you're comfortable, I promise you, you're not growing. You know, maybe when you go to bed at night, then you should be comfortable. Beyond that, you should not be comfortable. Get uncomfortable. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. That's where the magic is. That's where the growth will happen for you as a man. So for those of you that are ready to get uncomfortable, for those of you that are ready to move from your head back into your body, back into feeling again, back into your heart, and you're ready to turn your life around and start kicking ass with your mission and your purpose, get registered for one of our events. As I said, the next one's in July. And why am I so passionate? Why am I coming on every day telling you about this, right? Some of you, why do you keep pitching this program, David? A lot of you are, typing this in, or said differently, bitching about it. Because it's my responsibility to wake your ass up. That's my responsibility. If you're following me, it's my responsibility to tell you the truths that I've lived into through my own trials and tribulations, having worked with over 10,000 men. It's my responsibility to get you to take action if you're not happy with where you're at in your life. If you're happy with where you're at in your life, great. Don't come to one of my events, and kudos to you, and I'm happy for you, genuinely. But if you're struggling, you're going to find a reason, a story, and an excuse why to not step up. Why to not take that next step? Oh, I can't. When are you coming to my neck of the woods? I'm not. Oh, I can't do this at this time. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I don't have the time. That is the problem. Back in your head, believing the thoughts, believing the bullshit. That is the problem. How much longer do you want to perpetuate these stories and these lies that are holding you back, holding you down, holding you from living into your true potential? How much longer do you want to allow that? What is it going to take? And I can call you forward because I was you. I was you. I was the guy living with mediocrity in his life. Neutrality, bland, average, fair, okay, good. I was a guy that needed a wake-up call of a divorce, of my business failing, and of my father going into a nursing home with dementia. I needed all that shit to wake me up. And then I needed a coach and I needed mentors in my life that would hold me to the fire and bring out the real me. Otherwise, I would have been sleeping the rest of my life in a coma of complacency. So why do I keep calling you guys forward? Because I was you. And I know the pain that you're truly in if you're selling yourself short of your real potential. So why would I not invite you to one of my programs? And if you don't resonate with myself or you don't resonate with my team or my company or the men in it, by all means, follow somebody else or don't come to us. That's perfectly okay. Not everyone's supposed to like me or resonate with me. It's not about that. This is for the guy that's clicking, getting it, feeling me, feeling the congruence in what I'm sharing with you, feeling the authenticity, saying, yeah, I believe him, I trust him. It's for that guy. That's who I'm talking to. Not the guys that want to try to put me down, which none of you are going to be able to bring me down. It's never going to happen because I won't give you my time, I won't give you my attention, I won't give you my energy. It's not for that guy that wants to cut another human being down. I'm here to help build men up. Let's raise each other up. Let's support each other. And if you're not liking any of my lives, you simply don't tune in. Do something else with your life. Go serve somebody. Go visit a child in the hospital that has cancer. Don't come on here or any of my lives and make comments that aren't, uplifting. There's no need for that. So, with all that said, we have to support each other in getting the hell out of our heads. Back into our body, back into our heart, back into being who we truly are. Living with empathy, living with compassion, living with love, being of service to one another. This is what it's all about. And for those of you that are ready for that, awesome. Check out one of our programs. The next one's in July, as I mentioned earlier. And I push that one a lot on you guys, meaning I tell you about it all the time because it's the first time that we've done this since November of 2019, where we're doing it at a fraction of the cost of what our regular seminars, what the investment is for those programs. A fraction of it, literally a tenth of the cost. So I'm encouraging you guys to get to one of our programs where you can be in a room with myself, my team, a bunch of guys in our community, and get that level of support in a way that we don't normally offer it. Normally our programs are well over $5,000 to attend, and these programs are under $500. It's a no-brainer. And for those of you that are thinking to yourself, well, I don't even have that. Okay, well then maybe you need to follow more of my lives that are for free. Maybe you need to start kicking ass in business, grow your finances a little bit when it's more appropriate or less reckless for you to spend money that you don't have. I'm not talking about the guy that truly is poor, which that's a whole nother topic of discussion as to why is that happening? How did you get into a space of your life where you were struggling with your finances? What happened that got you to that place? What belief system needs to be smashed that has you living where the world is abundant and prosperous and offers us everything that we need? How is it that money is stopping you from moving forward? Because I can tell you that I've invested hundreds of times in myself when I didn't have the money, but I had the desire and I had the will and I found a way. More often than not, guys, we have a tendency to hide behind the money excuse and the time excuse. I'm just man to man, I'm giving it to you straight. I did that up until about 40 years old. We hide behind that excuse. It's very easy to say, but the truth is, if we value something enough, we'll come up with the money. Whether it's our kid needs it or surgery for the dog, we find a way. We find a way. Or we find an excuse. That's how it works in life. So for those of you that are done with your excuses, for those of you that are done with your stories and your reasons and your justifications as to why you can't step up now in your life, why now is not the time, because in the Man on Fire world, the time is always now. It is our most precious and treasured commodity, time. Let's start valuing it. For that guy that's ready to value his time get your ass registered for our program. You will not be disappointed. You will know within a few hours you're in the right place, and you'll feel that you got your money's worth literally within an hour of the program. After day 1 and day 2 of our 4-day programs, guys are like, oh my God, I already got my money's worth. By day 4, they're like, I would have paid 10 times this if I knew this is what was going to happen. Every single time. All right, gentlemen. And for those of you that are in the community, let them know that I'm speaking the truth. It has been an honor to serve you today. I know I brought a little bit of heat. I know I was coming down on some of the guys that like to put in toxic comments, which is, I understand. I had times in my life where I was sarcastic and I would cut other people down, and all I can share with you is I did that because I felt inadequate. Anytime you want to bring somebody else down or try to bring somebody else down, it has to do with your own shit. You don't feel worthy unless you're cutting somebody else down, and then it gives you a temporary sense of power. Just like somebody that, shoots another person. This horrible act, right? That just happened in Chicago. Why do you do that? It's like you don't feel like you're enough. You don't feel powerful enough until you can try to harm somebody else, whether it's emotionally or physically. That's not being a man, guys. Being a man is building other men up, getting them out of their head and getting them in their heart. Let's support each other in that way. And I'm not singling any guy out, by the way. There's nobody in particular that I'm speaking to. This is in generalities. For all the guys that like to use sarcasm and put all these comments, I was you, so I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to an older version of myself that was just being an ass, that just felt inadequate, felt unworthy. And so I figured I'd temporarily just put other people down so I could make myself feel better. It doesn't bring you any happiness. It just makes you not like the guy that you're looking at in the mirror. So stop being that guy and be the real you. Have the courage to be the real you, the guy that can love unconditionally. All right, gentlemen, so much love, so much respect. See you on the next live. Bye for now.